and a warm welcome to CruiseAway, the best destination on TV to discover amazing holiday opportunities that you can book today from the comfort of your favourite sofa. I'm Jo Grimwood, this is Derek Marks, and in this show we are taking you to Europe as we bring you 6 amazing adventures with some of the most popular cruise lines.
Yeah, over the next hour we are going to be showcasing MSC Cruises, Azamara, which is true luxury, Celebrity Cruises, Cunard Line, Royal Caribbean, as well as Holland America. How are we going to fit all of that into an hour? I don't know. Well,
get your coffee ready.
Yeah, definitely. We've got some fabulous itineraries coming your way that we've packaged with hotel stays in the real hot spots, so you'll get the best out of the destinations that you're visiting.
So it sounds like an action-packed show is on the way, but if you're brand new to us here at CruiseAway, you won't know that we are one of the biggest cruise agencies across Australia.
Here at CruiseAway, we've been sending Australian travellers on amazing cruise holidays for over 25 years. Our award-winning team specialise in bringing you the best deals from all major cruise lines, sailing right across the globe. Whether you're looking to cruise locally or afar, with thousands of unmissable deals available right now, you can be sure we'll find you your perfect cruise holiday. So, if you're ready, let's go cruising.
Yeah, let's. And actually, we are cruising across the Med on this show. Ooh. Fascinating as well. So many different destinations to go and visit as well. And I think actually you're going to have a big variety to come as well. It's a very, very popular area for cruising because, of course, it is steeped in history as well. Some of the world's most ancient and beautiful ruins, classic architecture in countries like Italy, and we've got some iconic cities as well, which leads me very nicely to where we're starting, Jo, on this one.
Yes, we are going to be heading off on MSC Cruises to London, baby, the Mediterranean and the Emirates. This is 31 nights. That's a whole month. On Brilliant. The 25th of October.
Bring it on.
Bring it on. We're going to fly you from Sydney to London, England, where you'll soak up this vibrant capital with a 2-night pre-cruise stay. If you've ever wanted to make the trip across the pond, let me tell you, now's the time. Lock in this travel deal because this is going to take you and set you off in one of the most exciting cultural capitals on earth. I mean, where do we even begin here with London?
I know.
The Tower of London, the London Eye, you've got Big Ben, you've got the Houses of Parliament, there's Big Ben right there. You have South Bank and everything that has to offer, fantastic food carts, lovely strolling along the Thames, the London's West End, great shopping in Oxford Street. Then we're going to get down to Southampton and board the MSC beautiful Virtuosa. Now, this is going to be 27 fabulous nights on board the Virtuosa, and she's one of the newest ships in MSC's fleet. She's absolutely gorgeous. Now, MSC is an Italian flagged vessel, so that the nice thing about that is you get incredible Italian food on board, but there's also lots of other varieties, whether you're wanting Pan-Asian or a lovely steak or comfort food or even just grabbing a slice up in the buffet. It's going to be on offer for you because you're on a cruise at the end of the day.
These ships are honestly spectacular. MSC in an absolute league of its own. Virtuosa is massively popular. You read all the rave reviews because it's a very stylish cruise line as well. I mean, they have those great big Swarovski staircases at the centre of the ship. I mean, everywhere you turn, there's another Instagram moment, there's another picture to be had. They have their own chocolatiers on board. There's a little cute pub on board, which is a really lovely, intimate feel. The main dining rooms are absolutely spectacular. It's like an event every single night of your cruise. And then, as Jo mentioned, you've got those wonderful specialty restaurants like the Alat tacos that you just saw there, which is a bit more grab and go. You've got the wonderful butcher's cut as well, which is specialty steaks, which are amazing.
And you've also got French Vietnamese fusion, the Indochine, which is a really unusual restaurant choice there. You've got Rob, the robotic bartender. There he is in the Starship Club, making your cocktails around the clock. You choose your unique shall we say, potion, and he'll create it for you. I mean, just amazing. And the shows are fantastic, very sort of Vegas style. You've got lots of incredible circus in them too, lots of fly act. It's very fun. Now we're cruising out of Southampton. We're going to be heading straight into Le Havre, the gateway to Paris, where you can visit all of the sites, the Arc de Triomphe, the Eiffel Tower, the Champs-Élysées is all going to be right there. Then on to beautiful, iconic Bilbao with a Guggenheim, where you can grab some pinchos in the back streets and a caña, a little beer and a little snack maybe. Then we're on to La Coruña, Spain, which is the gateway to Santiago de Compostela, the cultural pilgrim city. Amazing. And you've got lots to see around there. Cadiz, down in the south of Spain, Andalusia, where you can visit Seville's just around the corner, really, and the Alcazar, that beautiful Moorish palace. Amazing part of the world. Then on to Catalonia, Barcelona, the Catalonian capital, for the Sagrada Familia, Parque Güell, which is Gaudi's masterpiece, and La Ramblas. Civitavecchia, this is the gateway to Rome, where you can see all of the sites from, of course, the Colosseum through to the Spanish Steps and the Trevi Fountain. So much hot culture and history on this trip. Naples, now this is your port for Pompeii, the ancient lost city, an absolute must on this itinerary. Then we're on to Piraeus. It just keeps getting better and better with culture and history, doesn't it? Which is the gateway to Athens, where you can see the Parthenon, of course, the Acropolis. And then on to Crete, which is also awash with incredible history dating back thousands of years from medieval, Roman and Greek influences. Amazing. We're then going to be transiting the Suez Canal, which is incredible in its own right, onto Safaja, Egypt, where you can visit the Valley of the Kings and see, again, thousands of years of history. This is an exciting trip, isn't it? Also, you can speak to your shore excursions team on board when you're booking these trips, because they are so knowledgeable. Aqaba, Jordan, where you can see the lost city of Petra, or the Wadi Rum Desert. Petra would be my top pick here, for sure. It's incredible. Then we're on to Muscat, Oman, where if you're a bit sightseeing out, you can take just a casual day shopping perhaps, or head to see some of the lovely mosques that are right there as well. On to Dubai, the City of Gold they call it, where you could see the Burj Khalifa, Mall of the Emirates for a touch of shopping, or Palm Jumeirah for spectacular views over the entire Dubai. Then you're going to be disembarking the ship in the capital of the Emirates, Abu Dhabi, where you'll enjoy one night in a hotel to finish off. You might want to do a spot of relaxing at the end of your sightseeing rich trip, or perhaps a touch of shopping, or just see everything this incredible capital of the Emirates has to offer. Take a camel ride through the desert perhaps, or a dune safari. The options are endless really in Abu Dhabi. It definitely is a city that is built for adventure and excitement, but also relaxing at the same time. And you have that incredible desert heat as well to enjoy. We're then going to be flying you back to Sydney after 31 fabulous nights and 18 ports of call, taking in the best that Europe and Africa has to offer when it comes to incredible history and culture. And then, of course, we're heading over to the Middle East as well. What a trip.
Oh, incredible. And if you were looking at the itinerary and you were thinking, oh gosh, that sounds exhausting, obviously remember we're flying through it at a really, really quick rate. But you can see there from the list that actually you've got plenty of days in between when you're travelling from one port to another, where you've got a day at sea. And that's a chance to kind of recharge, relax, enjoy all the fabulous facilities on board as well, which you will love. But as Joe was saying, this is an epic trip. It's 31 nights. It's maybe making up for lost travel time that we've not been able to do over the last few years as well. Now, because this is coming up at the back end of the year, we can put a deposit down on this today. But let me show you the package price, because it is excellent for this, considering you've got London, you've got that epic, 27-night cruise on this. You're looking at $6,199 per person. Now, that's based on Sydney flights, including the flights as well, which is just incredible, I think. When you think of how many different places we're going to, all of the thousands of years of history that you are drinking up in this itinerary, the variety of destinations as well. I mean, that's certainly making up for lost time, isn't it? Let's have a little look at the details as well if you want to upgrade on board the ship. So you've got your prices there if you want to upgrade to either ocean view or balcony. And bear in mind, by the way, when you're working out those upgrade prices, you divide your number by 27, because that's the night that you're on board the cruise, and that's the way I always justify my upgrade to the doors for the balcony. And the balconies sell out sooner than the insides as well, by the way, so just bear that in mind. So if you think about what's included here, it is ridiculous value for money. So we'll fly from Sydney to London. Obviously that flight's included. 2 nights in a hotel in London, that's included. You're 27 nights on board MSC Virtuosa, and you're taking in France, Spain, Italy, Greece, Egypt and the Emirates, including ports for Paris, Seville, Barcelona, Rome, Athens and Dubai. You finish the cruise in Abu Dhabi, and then we check into a hotel for a night in Abu Dhabi. That hotel's included as well, before we then fly back to Sydney. Now obviously this package is based on Sydney flights. If you want to fly from another city, then just let the team know. 1300 306 134 is our toll-free telephone number, and don't forget, of course, all of our deals are on our website at cruiseaway.com.au, and all of our shows, by the way, are also on our YouTube channel as well. Just search for CruiseAway and you will find us there, and all of our amazing offerings. But our offerings in this show are all around the Med, or there and thereabouts. We venture off every now and again into other regions as well, and we are switching cruise lines to a touch of the high life now, aren't we, Jo?
Yes. Have you ever wanted to explore and experience supreme luxury, but maybe you've thought, I don't know, I don't have tens of thousands, I can't really do something like that.
Oh, don't worry, you don't need it.
You don't need it with Azamara, because Azamara is, I mean, it's more like a large yacht than it is a cruise ship. It is bespoke cruising luxury, and it's about voyaging more than cruising. So it's different. If you've ever experienced a cruise before, this is different from anything. They have larger vessels that are not packed with loads of people.
No.
They're specifically larger to give you more space to enjoy, more space to indulge, more space to just be. And that's the amazing thing about this cruise line.
And there's so much included as well, as we'll go through as we look at this offer. And this offer it's got a lovely name. I just love the sound of it, is inviting anyway. Luxury Greece and the Holy Lands. Now it's over 15 nights, this one, starting on the 14th of October. And we are flying from Sydney straight to the home of history, the birthplace of history, really, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Athens.
Thousands of years of history awaits you in Athens. It really is an incredible city. You've got the Acropolis, of course, the Parthenon, and the Acropolis Museum, which is a must-see. You've got the Temple of Olympus and Zeus. And, you know, aside from all the history, Athens is just a really exciting and vibrant city to visit. You know, the hustle bustle. I like taking the trolley tour, which shows you around, you know, the back streets. You can also grab some delicious Greek street food, some spanakopita perhaps. I tell you what, you're going to love Athens. Then we're going to be embarking the Azamara journey for 10 fabulous nights, taking us from Europe over to Israel, which is phenomenal. So much is included already in your cruise fare. You've got your beverages, which includes your spirits, your wines, your beers, you know, your coffees each day, your soft drinks. You've got some Wi-Fi included. You've got port also transfers when you get to a certain port, you know that you might need one that is going to be included. You've also got your tips included in this voyage. And concierge service. It's brilliant. They have lots of enrichment on board, so you'll find that, you know, experts in certain subjects will be flown on board to impart their knowledge to you whilst you're enjoying your voyage on board the gorgeous Azamara ship. It's just brilliant. And you've also got, you know, you've got adagios, harpists, acoustic guitarists. So it's about that low-key luxury. That's the lovely thing.
It is, honestly, it is just like a trip into the beyond, because the level of service and the attention to detail is amazing. As Jo said, that these ships are configured and designed to be able to carry many more passengers, maybe double the amount of passengers that they actually do. But to keep that luxury offering, They want less people to enjoy more space and more service and more style and more sophistication, because this is a premium product. This is something that you treat yourself to and something that you deserve, because remember, our holiday time is some of the most precious time we have through our lives as well. If you think about it, it's where some of the biggest memories come. When you look back over your life, some of your biggest memories come from holidays, don't they?
100%, and you've got to make them count. And you know, going on an Azamara ship really is making that precious time count. Now, you might want to head to the Cabaret Lounge. They have a different show every night for you to enjoy. And again, it's more low key with the cabaret tables, so you can sit back and relax. Now, we're cruising out of the port for Athens, and we're going to start with a day at sea to Limassol in Cyprus. Very interesting port, this one. In fact, you can visit the lost cities. Onto Haifa, Israel next, where you'll get an overnight in port, incredibly dramatic scenery, and it's also a UNESCO World Heritage Site. It's an interesting place to visit, and of course it is the gateway to visiting, jumping off point to visiting other places in Israel, which you of course will get to encounter on this trip as well. Temple Mount is a must-see too. Ashdod's our next port. We're going to enjoy 2 nights on board as the ship is your hotel here. You can go to the Dead Sea, but of course many people will want to head to Bethlehem and Jerusalem, where you can see the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, the Armenian Quarter, the Israel Museum. So much to see. The Tower of David, the Temple Mount, and the Wailing Wall, of course. This is on so many people's bucket lists. Seeing the Holy Lands in person, what an experience this is going to be for you. You've got 2 days to do it, of course. Then a day at sea is going to take us into Crete, Heraklion, for amazing medieval and ancient ruins, including the Palace of Knossos right there. It is a beautiful port. Then we're back into Athens, where you'll have another night to enjoy, as you can enjoy and see more that Athens has to offer. And honestly, there's never enough days in Athens because of the history and culture involved in this city, and of course thousands of years of history. So let's see the overview for your adventure. Doesn't it look spectacular? I tell you what, this is going to be a voyage to remember for many years to come.
God, I was just thinking about the memories and the legacy of this holiday. I think it's just going to be immense, isn't it? For those people who want to do some real discovery, some real digging into the history of the world, then this is an excellent opportunity to do it. And you really are doing it in style as well with Azamara. I mean, it's almost one-to-one service, by the way, while you're on board with Azamara as well, in terms of crew to passenger ratio. So your attention to detail, your level of service, yet that still being very, very comfortable, very, very familiar, and really, really easygoing as well. I think you are going to absolutely love this. And the price tag is brilliant because, as Joe says, you don't need tens of thousands of dollars to throw at an experience like this, but it is a premium product as well. Have a little look at your price tag, because I think this is amazing. Remember, all the flights, the stays, and that amazing Azamara cruise, all included there, just a shade under $6,000 each, which I have to tell you is immense value for money, and that is testament to our amazing relationship with all of the major cruise lines, including the absolute top premium offering cruise lines as well, which Azamara very much is as well. It will be one of those experiences, and I've said this before on CruiseAway, once you've taken an Azamara experience, you will never want to look back. You will want to do many, many more. And they do take you to those parts of the world that not necessarily the larger, more commercial cruise lines go to. They don't pick sort of the obvious suspects, if you like. They take you to really, really interesting places. I mean, to have 2 overnights, so 3 full days in the port for Jerusalem is absolutely amazing on this one. Let's take a look at the details as well on this one. It comes up for you in October. It's an amazing opportunity. Let me tell you, one you will definitely look back on for the rest of your life and be telling people about this. You know, in 10, 20, 30 years' time, you'll still be recalling stories and telling them to your friends and family and colleagues and anyone that will listen about your time on this amazing adventure as well. You can look at more details, by the way, about the ship, the cruise line, and the itinerary as well, and what's included here if you go onto our website cruiseaway.com.au and pop in that cruise ID number that's on the left hand side of your screen there as well. And if you've got any questions whatsoever, please don't be shy. You've got our toll-free number. It's on the screen right the way through the show. Any questions you like. There's no question too silly. I've asked many of them, don't you worry. 1300 306 134 is that number to call toll-free. Now, while we're talking about our website, let's give you a little insight into exactly what you'll see there.
When you log on to cruiseaway.com.au, you're opening up the virtual brochure on over 9,000 cruise holidays. If you've seen a cruise on TV, just search the cruise ID here to find out more details, upgrade options, and to book online. If you're looking for inspiration, you can search by destination, departure port, cruise line, cruise ship, or cruise style. Plus, we've got an incredible selection of last-minute deals, all-inclusive cruises, and early bird specials you can't afford to miss. Log on now to cruiseaway.com.au. Your next dream holiday is only a click away.
So good, you could while away many an hour, let me tell you, diving into a world of blue skies and fabulous cruise ships around the world. It's amazing, you know, because there's so many people, and Joe and I talk to people all the time who we start talking about cruising, and there are some people who are still, their mind is 30 years back where it was all standing in line and all eating the same thing, like we were at a wedding buffet and accommodation which was very basic.
You
and
won't
this, that,
find
and
the vol au vent anywhere on board, we can promise you.
No, although everything has its day, doesn't it, and comes back again and again and again. Right, we're switching up cruise lines again now, but we're staying luxury right now, and what we call new and modern luxury with Celebrity, which is like the most bang up to date boutique hotel with all the bells and whistles, all the latest looks, and every corner you turn on a Celebrity ship, it's another Instagram moment. Everything looks just so pristine
so fresh
and gorgeous.
and vibrant. Celebrity, that's what it's all about.
Yeah, it is. It's lovely.
It is the future of cruising. So we have got a great trip lined up for you. This time we're heading to Italy, Greece and the Adriatic, and that's for 15 nights, leaving on the 17th of October. We're going to fly you from Sydney to Rome in Italy, where you'll enjoy everything the Eternal City has to offer with a 2-night pre-cruise stay. Nice to visit Rome at this time of year. It's a little off-season, so it's not going to be as packed with tourists in October, yet you'll still get that quintessential Italian experience. And I actually quite like it sort of wrapping up in a coat, walking around. It's often sunny in Italy too, so you really do get the feel for Rome in the best way possible.
Very true, actually, and you don't spend half your day in queues and lines waiting. You can go and see the Trevi Fountain, of course, which is always fun, or go to that Colosseum, which is just so awesome. It's incredible.
It's just awe-inspiring. I've been a few times. It never gets old. Then we're heading on to the brand new Celebrity Beyond, an incredible vessel that we here at CruiseAway have all been fortunate to visit.
Oh, wasn't it epic?
Oh my gosh.
I mean, my word.
So much fun. We never slept so well, did we, on those mattresses?
Yeah,
honestly,
incredible.
the staterooms, the upgraded staterooms are phenomenal, and they have the infinite verandas for you and the infinite balconies, and it's all controlled by an app, so it makes cruising so much easier. You can even go on your app to select dining times and see which have availability, so you don't even have to walk down to the dining room. How much easier could it get? Oh, and this is right here, the garden deck. Isn't that phenomenal? They've got gorgeous sculpture, they've got real fresh plants everywhere. They have these amazing infinite pools as well, looking out to the ocean. They truly are luxurious in the finest sense of the word.
And look at the names that are coming up on screen as well. Some of the world's biggest names in design have been given almost like a blank checkbook to create something new, to create something different. I mean, Celebrity do like to stand out. They like to be, let's call it like the Vogue magazine of the cruise industry, don't they? They like to be the smartest, the attention grabbers.
Yeah, you'll be like, oh, this looks like it came straight from House and Garden.
Yes.
Or House and Garden. I mean, it really is, you know, refinement in the finest sense. But it's
so nice.
It's refinement without being overbearing, without being in your face, without being, you know, there's not, the lighting schemes on Celebrity have been very well thought out and tailored exactly how you kind of want them. It's almost like they just know that you want that kind of lighting when you're you're dining. You want that kind of lighting when you're having a cocktail. It never feels overbearing. One of my favourite places on board is the Grand Plaza with the incredible martini flair bartending shows. You've got the martini bar right there as well. Try the espressotini, that's my recommendation. Drink responsibly always. Okay, so you have this, and it actually plays music and does a light show in its own right. It's very clever. The Voyage here by Daniel Boulud, this is another incredible space and more fresh, exciting, luxurious spaces than you've ever seen on a celebrity ship before. The first signature restaurant at sea, of course, by the namesake chef. And then there's the Magic Carpet. This is a dynamic addition, never before seen on a cruise ship. And it moves from deck to deck, depending on the day. It could be a pop-up restaurant experience, it could be a bar, it could be a tender platform if they're in port. So it's a very clever use of space on board the ship. And this ship is designed with lots of space, but used in a clever way. Cruising straight out of Rome to Katakolon in Greece for the ancient port of Olympia is our first port of call. Thousands of years of history where the first Olympic Games was held. Then we're on to Corfu. This is one of my favourite islands, actually. It's very relaxing. There's lovely beaches. There's also a great market downtown if you want to do a little bit of shopping and negotiating. Then we're on to Dubrovnik. This is for any Game of Thrones fans, the site of King's Landing. It's the gorgeous walled city, a UNESCO Heritage World Treasure. Kotor Montenegro is your next one. This is slightly more off the beaten track, and it has the gorgeous Cathedral of St. Tryphon. It's also UNESCO. On to Messina, Sicily, down in the boot. What an amazing city this is. Mount Etna, you have the astronomical clock there in the cathedral, and beautiful Taormina. On to Naples next, and this is where you can visit Capri, the island of the rich and famous, or of course, the ancient wonder of the world, Pompeii, and Vesuvius. Livorno is where we're stopping into next, and this will give you some options for the Leaning Tower of Pisa, Cinque Terre, the 5 neighbouring villages, or indeed Florence. Then we're back into Rome, and guess what? You're going to get another night in Rome. So you don't have to say, I was going to say hasta luego, that's not right. You don't have to say arrivederci quite yet, because you get to enjoy another fabulous night in the Eternal City, and maybe it will just be as simple as you heading out for gelato, which isn't illegal to have a few times a day in Rome, for sure.
It's kind of the place. If you're going to, that's kind of the place, isn't it? Do I mean arrivederci or do I mean ciao? Oh no, ciao's hello.
I think arrivederci's right.
Yeah, arrivederci will work. I must brush up on my Italian. Honestly, I've been enough times. Honestly, this is amazing. Absolutely brilliant. And can I say, for Livorno, you would never forgive yourself if you didn't have that picture holding up the Leaning Tower of Pisa.
You've got to do it.
It has to be. However silly, you know, whenever you go to the Leaning Tower of Pisa, that's all that people go for. You can, of course, go up the tower as well if you've got to head for heights at that kind of angle. But everyone has that picture where they are holding up the Leaning Tower of Pisa. It's got to be done. It's all you see in the area. It's incredible. This is a great holiday as well, actually, isn't it? Again, steeped in history. What I will say on this is you'll have such an amazing time on the cruise ship, on the Celebrity Beyond. You will have this slight reluctance to actually leave it and go and explore, but you must go and explore the ports as well because they are absolutely brilliant. But once you've had some time on Celebrity Beyond, you'll be like, okay, this was where I was meant to be. This is what I'm meant to be doing. And you can, you know, because we've got the flights, we've got the stays, and we've got this amazing cruise on Celebrity Beyond, all included for this price tag here, which is immense, by the way. It's absolutely incredible value for money when you consider what you can pay for one night in a boutique hotel. And that's just for the room. And yes, it's got a nice reception and it's got a nice bedroom. But then when you wander down to the restaurant and you open the menu, you've got the price tags facing you there as well. Remember, your dining is included on your cruise as well. There are some specialty dining restaurants where you pay a small cover charge to enjoy the experience, but nowhere near the kind of price you would pay in the equivalent restaurant back home as well. So the value you've got here, it includes your entertainment shows, your fantastic accommodation, those amazing pools, the martini bar, everything you saw in there, all included in your price tag here. Before I get carried away, let's have a a look at the details on this one as well, because it is so good. So let me just overview what we've included here as well. So your flight from Sydney to Rome, that's included. 2 nights in a hotel in Rome, that's included. Your 10 nights on Celebrity Beyond, which is the newest addition to the Celebrity fleet as well. And she is incredible. Joe and I have both been on board and we were wowed, let me tell you. 10 nights around the Adriatic, Greece and Italy, with calls into Naples, Florence, Sicily, Katakolon, Corfu and Dubrovnik in Croatia as well. You end the cruise in Rome, you have another night in a hotel, which is also included, and then your flight back to Sydney. Obviously, this package is based on a Sydney flight. We can fly you from other cities. Again, talk to the team and we'll get that priced up for you. 1300 306 134 is our toll-free telephone number if you've got any questions whatsoever. Again, I'll always say to you, don't be shy. It could be something you may never have been on a cruise before, and you might be thinking, okay, well, what do I pack for this? Is there a formal night? You know, whatever the question is you have in your mind, call the team, speak to the team, and we will answer those questions for you. We've got a lot of experience in our team as well, because at CruiseAway, we've been in the cruise business for over 2.5 decades. That's 25 years of experience, and the cruise industry has massively changed in that time, and I mean massively, like it's unrecognisable.
It's done like a 360 almost. It's just
utterly.
So different now from anything that you might be your preconceived idea of what cruising is about.
Oh, if we jump back like that, if we could time travel like that 25 years back, you would not recognise the cruise industry as it is today. It's
for the
amazing.
better.
Oh,
Definitely
for sure.
For the better.
Well, and what better example of really the company that put the stamp on cruise holidays. Cruising stopped being simply a function of going from one place to another when the classic White Star Cunard line came along.
Absolutely. And I know a lot of you out there who are classic cruise lovers will probably want to experience Cunard, or may have before, and you may be coming back for more. But you want it at the best price, and that's why we're here at CruiseAway, to get you Cunard at the best price. So let's have a little look at what we have on offer here for you. It's Mediterranean Treasures, and it's 28 fabulous nights.
Brilliant.
Doesn't that sound like music to your ears?
Well, that's a good beefy holiday, isn't it? That's not a, you know, a 7-day in and out one. It's a good, pretty much a month away. Starting on the 2nd of May next year, we'll fly you first from Sydney to lovely London in the UK, the capital, and you've got a 2-night stay in a hotel before the cruise.
And this is lovely because you're escaping, of course, as it's heading into winter, and you're going to European springtime or early summer, and it's a beautiful time to be in London in May with all the blooms out in St James's Park, Hyde Park as well, and you have so much history to explore, so much fabulous shopping to do right there. The Trafalgar Square, of course, you have St Paul's Cathedral, you've got Windsor Castle at your doorstep as well. That's the Gherkin right there. Just looks interesting on the skyscraper of London.
Old and new together. It's ridiculous, isn't it?
And if you take the London Eye, it gives you a great overview. You've got Tower Bridge right there as well, and of course Big Ben. But even just wandering around London and getting a feel for it, particularly when all the blooms are coming out, it's a lovely thing to do. And you've got to have your selfie done in the red telephone box, haven't you? Absolutely. Then you're going to be going down to the port of Southampton, where you're going to be boarding the beautiful, elegant and iconic Queen Victoria. Now, I've been fortunate to work on her quite a few seasons in a row, just for as a guest lecturer, and I have to say I love the ship. She's elegance personified, and you've got 22 nights on board as well to enjoy. So the thing about Cunard is you've got those lovely formal nights. A lot of people love to dress up elegantly when they're on a cruise, and stroll down the stairs arm in arm. I mean, it's everything you've imagined about classic cruising Cunard. So if you've got that gorgeous ritzy glitzy dress that's just sitting there gathering dust in the wardrobe, it's time to get it out when you're going on a cruise. And the tuxedo gents as well, time to get it out. And then you've got dance classes on board. If you're a bit of a dancing couple, you can actually enjoy that with professional teachers, or just watch. Fencing, you've also got fantastic shows on board the ship. You can enjoy elegant afternoon tea right here at the Finest, with the white gloved experience and afternoon tea. And you can do that every day if you want, because guess what? It's all included.
It's so good, isn't it? I mean, it's just, It's wonderful, but as you can see as well, there's kind of like a daytime Cunard and an evening Cunard as well.
100%.
So during the day, it is very, very comfortable. It is very, very relaxed as well. Very kind of what we would describe as a country club kind of feel, and then it kind of smartens up in the evening. So let's go cruising out of Southampton on the south coast of the UK.
And heading into Cadiz in the south of Spain, where you can visit Seville and the Alcazar, or just enjoy Cadiz. It's a lovely seaside town in Andalusia. On to Malaga, talking of Andalusia, this is your gateway to visit the amazing Moorish architectural masterpiece, the Alhambra. Must do. Then we're on to Palma de Mallorca, one of the incredible islands off the coast of Spain. You can take a stroll by the boardwalk and enjoy the lovely restaurants right there. Civitavecchia next, and this is your stopping off point for Rome, where you can visit the Colosseum and you can throw 3 coins in the Trevi Fountain perhaps, which means you'll be back to Rome. On to Rhodes. Incredible history. This is UNESCO World Heritage. You've got the Acropolis of Lindos right there, and we're talking about Roman, medieval, and also Athenian architecture. On to Kusadasi, which is your stopping off point for Ephesus, one of the ancient marvels of the world. It's amazing. Then we have an overnight in Istanbul. This city is vibrant, colourful, and really eccentric. I love Istanbul. Maybe you want to pick up a Turkish carpet, which is handcrafted, and watching them make it is an amazing feat, or head to a hammam for the traditional Turkish bath experience. But there's also some great mosques. On to Santorini. This is your chilled out, vibrant island in Greece, where you can take a lovely little gondola up to the city of Tira and walk the back streets. Then we're on to Piraeus, which is the port for Greece, where you can visit the Acropolis and the amazing museum that supports it, or over to the Temple of Zeus. And Athens, again, is vibrant and eccentric. On to Katakolon. Now, this is your port for ancient Olympia, where they held the Olympic Games as far back as 3,000 years ago. Wow. We're going to be disembarking in Rome, and you've got 2 more nights here in Rome. So you get that little kind of peak at Rome during the itinerary, but you get to go back and enjoy 2 more nights, which is great actually. So you might want to take in all of the sights and sounds. It's lovely in springtime too, because we're there in May. Or you might just want to eat as much pasta and pizza and gelato as you can possibly manage, because of course you are in Italy, the home of some of the best food on earth. You might even want to take a food tour. That's something I did when I was in Rome. It was very fun actually.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, they'd show you where the best arancini and pizza and all of that fun stuff is. Then after your 2 nights, we're going to fly you back home to Sydney, Australia, after taking in all of the hotspots of Europe. Of course, heading into Italy, Spain and Greece. What an amazing itinerary that is. There's 16 ports of call as well.
Do you know what? I was just thinking, and I know it all goes back to food. I mean, cruising and food is very, very important on cruising as well. And of course, goes without saying that Cunard is going to provide the finest cuisine for you. But it's a bit of a gastronome's paradise, this tour, isn't it? The whole holiday, actually. I was just trying to think what London might be famous for, but of course you can pick up the very, very traditional pie and peas, or fish and chips is very, very popular in the UK as well.
Shepherd's pie,
which is not, oh yeah, shepherd's pie, yeah, very, very nice indeed. All I can think of is food right now in this holiday. So it's for the 2nd of May next year, which is brilliant. Of course, because we are advanced planning, the reason we're doing it right now is to keep you the right side of inevitable price rises that are happening worldwide in the travel industry. So we're locking in a great deal right now. So we're saying a low deposit for this one of just $500 each today will get the deal secured. And honestly, given even where we are right now, I don't know how we've managed to achieve this price tag, to be honest with you, because this is just a shade under $7,500 each. And if you think about the breadth of travel, how many different places you're going to, how many historical sites you're visiting, how many ticks on the bucket list you're actually checking off through this holiday, it's extraordinary. Let's take a look at the details and I'll run you through what we're actually doing in this holiday. It is incredible. I don't know how we've done this actually. So we fly you Sydney to London, that flight's included obviously in this price tag. 2 nights in a central London hotel, that's included. Then you have your 22 nights on Cunard, on Queen Victoria, and you've got in Spain, Italy, Greece. You're cruising through the Dardanelles to Turkey with an overnight in Istanbul there, Santorini, the ancient cities of Greece, and then back to Rome, and then an extra 2 nights in Rome in a hotel, which is included in this price as well, and then that flight back to Sydney, and that's all included for that 7,499. Remember, you can put a deposit down today of just $500 to lock in that great deal. It is incredible. And listen, if you want to extend those stays in either London before the cruise or in Rome at the end of the cruise, because you've got 2 nights in each as it stands, but if you want longer, again, speak to the team and they can tailor that for you very, very easily. It's what we do. 1300 306 134, and we can open up the door for you. Now listen, you might be watching this right now, and welcome if you are brand new to us as well. It's lovely to have your company. Joe and I will be here on a regular basis to talk to you about interesting discoveries around the world, but you may never have taken a cruise holiday at all in your life. Well, you don't know what you're missing because there is so much included. Take a look at this.
When you choose to cruise, you'll experience one of the best value holidays with so much included as standard. Your floating resort will take you to multiple destinations in one trip, where you'll wake up to a new view every day and only have to unpack once. Your en-suite accommodation will have everything you need to feel right at home, with a daily service provided by your personal cabin steward. Around the ship, you'll have the opportunity to take part in various activities, which can include quizzes, dance classes, game shows, movie screenings, lectures, and much more. If that sounds too much, then feel free to relax, unwind, and watch the world go by in a solarium or around one of the pools, or even in a hot tub. If you're cruising with a family, then the little ones will be well taken care of, with a range of kids clubs available for all ages from morning till late. Plus, no matter the age, everyone can have a thrilling time with rock climbing walls, zip lines, water parks, skating, simulators, and even bumper cars. When it comes to food, you'll never go hungry on a cruise, with options available right around the clock. Enjoy fine dining with waiter service in one of the main restaurants, or opt for something more casual in the self-service buffet. There's also snacks and room service available too. And as the sun goes down, that's when the ship really comes to life. Every evening, you'll be spoilt for choice when it comes to entertainment, from Broadway-style shows in the lavish theatre to live music, comedy, karaoke, silent discos, as well as onboard nightclubs, allowing you to dance the night away. So, if you want more holiday for less dollar, make sure you choose to cruise.
See, so much. It's strange, you know. Before I talked about cruise holidays for the first time on telly, which is about 13 years ago, I had never been on a cruise holiday. And I did have this kind of, I don't know, I had a very outdated view of what it would be like. I just thought, actually, that's really not for me. And the first time, oh my word, the first time I went on board a cruise ship, I got it straight away. And I was like, oh my word.
I was the same before I went to work on cruise vessels, which was a bit longer than 13 years ago. I thought the same thing. I was like, I didn't know what to expect. I thought it would be really, again, stuck back in the kind of dated view of cruising. Yeah. But it wasn't. I was like, wow, this is, again, it's like going to the finest restaurants and luxury hotels that you've ever been to, but all in one space, which is phenomenal.
And what I would say is don't leave it too late as well, because a lot of people waited and waited and waited because they thought it was, almost no disrespect to anyone, but people thought that cruising was just for the elderly. And it's absolutely not. It's for everyone. It's for young families with babies. You know, it really is. It's so global. And no cruise line really kind of proves that better than our next cruise line, which is Royal Caribbean International. They are, honestly, for a multi-generational kind of family, if you've got the whole family holidaying together, then Royal Caribbean, we would always point you to first as a true family cruise line. I mean, it's great if it's just the two of you. You'll still have the same amazing experience. But if you've got multi-generational, members of the family with you, it's just perfect.
Yeah, and it's also one of Australia's favourite cruise lines. I mean, time and time again, we know that Australian cruisers love Royal Caribbean because of the variety, the selection, and also, the amount of ships that they have and the offerings. So let's have a look. And this is actually going back, for me, to one of the very first ships I worked on, the Jewel of the Seas, and it is the Jewel of the British Isles, 16 nights on the 21st of May. So you really don't have that long to wait at all. And
soon.
You are heading over in just on the cusp of British summertime as well. So it's actually a great time to be doing this cruise. You're going to fly from Sydney to Amsterdam in the Netherlands, where you'll be able to, you're going to be escaping, of course, late autumn, early winter back home, and you'll be able to explore the city at your own pace in the Netherlands. And of course, this is tulip season in Holland as well. So you've got 2 nights in a hotel there. You can easily take a train over to Rotterdam, isn't it, for the tulips?
Yeah, or down to Keukenhof, to the tulip fields, and they are vast and incredible. But of course, in Amsterdam as well, you've got the floating markets where you can buy and you can see all the fabulous tulips in bloom anyway. So
Van Gogh Museum there.
Oh, so much.
Anne Frank. It's a brilliant city. Then we're going to embark the gorgeous Jewel of the Seas for 12 fabulous nights on board. Now she's full of lovely open spaces, like when you're in the atrium and when you're in the elevator in the atrium, it's all glass, so you just look out onto the ocean. There's lovely crystal displays around the ship. She's elegantly done, lots of beautiful sculpture, and she also has lots of dining options on board for you. You've got these interactive screens which will show you where things are on the ship for ease and comfort. Same thing with your televisions in your staterooms. Of course, they're all interactive and easy to use. So whether it's grabbing, a buffet selection in plates that are bigger than miniature trays,
they're brilliant,
or going to Giovanni's table or the Sand Grill or the Churrascaria or the Mexican restaurant, you've got so many different options for dining. Every single night you could be eating somewhere different and trying a different dish.
But if you went every night to the Windjammer, which is the buffet, honestly, you will have eaten absolutely incredibly, and you'll be wowed by the choice on board there as well.
Oh yeah, you can't go wrong really on Royal Caribbean, you really can't. You can even enjoy learning how to make some signature dishes by the chef, or doing a sushi making class, cocktail mixing, wine tasting. There's lots of activities for you as well. So we're cruising out of the port for Amsterdam. A day at sea takes us to fabulous Inverness in Scotland. Bonnie, Scotland, where you can enjoy castles galore, perhaps head to Loch Ness. It is, of course, the place of folklore, culture and history. Then we're on to lovely Belfast in Northern Ireland, where you must see the Titanic exhibit and museum. This is so incredible. Of course, this is the building place of the Titanic too. Then Greenock, Scotland's our next port. Now, this is your option to go and visit the Loch Lomond or the Glenelg Gardens right there. Beautiful, green, lush scenery. Holyhead, Wales is our next port of call, where you can visit the Maritime Museum or the South Stack Lighthouse. The Welsh are such friendly, inviting people as well. On to Liverpool, birthplace shall I say, or shall we say founding place of the Beatles, so you can visit the Beatles Museum, or the Beatles Story as they call it, and the Royal Library building. On to Cork in Ireland, where you've got to kiss that Blarney Stone if you'd like the gift of the gab by heading to Blarney Castle, or perhaps St Finn Blair's Cathedral as well. Into Dover, which is actually the south coast, well, one of the major cruising stops, but you can head to London from here, and you can also go to Bath quite easily. Then we're going to be cruising back into Amsterdam, where we have included your transfer to the airport from the port, and we will fly you home to Australia after experiencing this very unique itinerary, which only comes around a couple of times a year on various different cruise ships, and it's happening very, very soon, so get booking.
Yeah, it's not that long to wait at all. What an interesting itinerary as well. So if you've ever wanted to journey to the UK and see beyond London, because quite often people go, if they're going to the UK, they head straight to London. I can completely understand why, because of course that's the capital. But honestly, the UK is surrounded by these absolute gems, pardon the pun, because we're travelling on the Jewel of the Seas. This is brilliant. Listen, I'm going to come straight in with your price tag right now because this is coming up soon. May will be here before we know it. You know what? I mean, how quickly? Look at where we are now in the calendar. I know. And this comes up in May. Beautiful time of the year, as well, to spend some time in Amsterdam. You lucky, lucky people. I'm very, very jealous. I would love a little corner of your case. I would love to slip into that corner and come with you on this one. 5,299 per person there, which is just incredible. Let's take a look at the details as well, because you might want to upgrade on the cruise to an ocean view, to a balcony, or even treat yourself to a suite. It might be a very significant holiday, maybe. So remember, you're flying from Sydney to Amsterdam, that flight included. 2 nights in a hotel in Amsterdam, that's included as well. Jewel of the Seas, you've got 12 nights of cruising there around the UK. Belfast, you've got Cork in Ireland, you've got Wales and Liverpool and the White Cliffs of Dover, of course, and then back to Amsterdam and fly back to Sydney on this one. Remember, of course, you can fly from other cities. Remember, talk to the team and we can make that happen for you as well. 1300 306 134 is our telephone number to dial. You're so welcome to CruiseAway. I'm so glad you found us as well, because we've got such a massive variety of cruise holidays to offer, and we're switching cruise lines again right now to a cruise line that, correct me if I'm wrong, Joe, but they're called Holland America, but they are American, aren't they?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I think they were originally, okay, we're going back probably over 100 years. There is some connection there with Holland as well. I think one of their first ships was a Song of Norway. Anyway, I do digress.
Lovely cruise line anyway.
It's a lovely cruise line. You will find lots of Dutch navigators on board, so, you know, captains and things. But we're going to be exploring the Mediterranean. It's 25 nights, leaving on the 23rd of August. So escaping those winter blues back home and heading into the height of summer over in Europe. So we're going to fly you from Sydney to Athens in Greece, where you'll enjoy a 2-night pre-cruise stay. Great place to start off your trip, of course, whether it's just strolling the streets of Athens and drinking in the flavour, the vibrance, the kind of happy chaos that is Athens, or visiting some of these very important focal points of Athenian history dating back thousands of years, from the Acropolis to the Temple of Zeus and the museums that support them. And you can spend 3 days looking in that museum, let me tell you. It's going to be a great way to start your adventure into Europe, and Athens is an awe-inspiring, incredible city. It really is very, very special indeed. Then we're going to be heading on to the elegant Holland America line Oosterdam. She's Vista class. She's a beautiful ship for 19 fabulous nights. The Oosterdam really is lovely. Now, this is one of the Holland America line doesn't really have huge mega ships, so this is one of their larger Vista class, so she's just shy of 3,000 passengers. But the Holland America line experience is very unique. It is understated luxury. So when you're walking around the spaces, they're not overbearing, they're very low-key and glamorous, and again at a sort of more of a low-key angle. The food on Holland America is, in my opinion, some of the best at sea. From the Pinnacle Grill, which are just world-class steaks, through to the dining experience in the dining room every night, where they have a different theme. You can have lobster night, surf and turf, you have the baked Alaska night as well, you'll have Caribbean night, you'll have Greek night. You know, it's really fun. Your servers make this a whole entertainment experience as well. But you might want to also head up to the spa and just enjoy some of the fantastic treatments they have on offer. Now, one of the focal points of Holland America line is in Richmond, and they have the Culinary Arts Centre, where your party planner, along with your executive chef, will teach you some of the secrets of their best loved dishes, whether that's risotto or the chocolate lava cake. You can learn, and they'll give you a recipe card to take home. You can learn how to make this at home. It's brilliant.
That's good. Come back and impress your friends at dinner parties with something you learnt on your cruise holiday. I bet you never expected that.
Yeah, exactly. Really lovely fresh food. They have a great salad bar. They have a wonderful breakfast bar as well up on in their buffet up on the Lido deck. So, and then there's the shows. You've got Lincoln Center stage for your music, but then you have the main showroom. You've also got BB King's for the blues. It's a real firm feature of Holland America Line's experience, the music. Now, we are cruising out of the port for Athens. We're going to start with an overnight after cruising the Dardanelles in Istanbul, where you can see the Hagia Sophia, the Blue Mosque, or maybe do a little bit of negotiating in the Grand Bazaar. Yeah, this is kind of quite an experience, I have to say, but it's worth doing. And they have some great souks as well for silk, for gold, for that kind of thing. Then we're on to Mykonos in Greece, where you can visit Delos Island, a place of mystery and intrigue, or even just enjoy some of the lovely boutiques in the back streets of Mykonos and that iconic whitewashed wall appearance. On to Chania. This is an incredible port over in Crete, and you have thousands of years of history at your doorstep right there. Katakolon is your next port, and that's Olympia, the ancient city where the very first Olympics was held. And the thing about this is, even if you don't want to do that, you can enjoy the beach. We're on to Trieste in Italy next, where you can enjoy the lovely vibe of northern Italy, including the Roman Forum and the Borgo. Dubrovnik's where we're going to be calling into next, and this is the famous walled city, which you would just be in awe of. Around every corner, there's amazing photo opportunities. On to Albania next, Saranda on the coast of Albania, beautiful turquoise ocean and fabulous rocky coves. They also have amazing archaeological finds. Then we get another call into Katakolon in Greece, which is lovely because, I mean, I tell you what, one day is never going to be enough in Olympia. But Katakolon itself is a lovely port. Then we're on to Naples, where you can see Pompeii, the ancient city, head over to Sorrento, which is gorgeous, or over to Capri, the home of the rich and famous. Then we're on to Civitavecchia. Civitavecchia is the port for Rome, and you can see all of the hot spots in Rome, or just enjoy strolling around Civitavecchia, which is a sweet little port town. Livorno is where we're heading to next, and this is a place to see the iconic Tower of Pisa and take that selfie, of course, holding the tower, or you might want to head to the Duomo. Villefranche, this is your gateway to the French Riviera, where you can see Nice, Monaco, or head over to Saint-Tropez. You take your pick, it's beautiful. Toulon's our next port over in France. And this is a lovely place to visit some art and culture. They've got great museums, including the Toulon Art Museum right there. Then we're heading to Barcelona, where you'll have an overnight in port, plus another 2 further nights, which takes your stay in Barcelona to 3 nights, which is a perfect amount of time to enjoy this vibrant Catalonian capital. And boy, is Barcelona a special port.
Oh my word, yeah. Somewhere you definitely want to spend some time. So
sure,
to have 1 night on the ship in port, and then 2 nights in a hotel in Amsterdam, in Barcelona, which is included as well, remember, is going to be absolutely fantastic. So here is your overview. Flying out to Athens, then you've got 2 nights in a hotel in Athens, and then you've got an incredible 19 nights on the cruise through the Dardanelles to Turkey, through Greece to Italy to Croatia, and then on to Albania, Katakolon, and then the hotspots of Italy as well, Naples, Rome, Livorno, then to Villefranche in Nice, the south of France, Toulon, into Barcelona, an overnight on the ship and 2 nights in a hotel before you then fly it back to Sydney. I tell you what an epic holiday. I mean, so many adventures on this one, so many. I can see the stories you're going to bring back, by the way, straight away. I can see the memories that are going to be made from this holiday. And remember, even though the itinerary, we rattled through it really, really quickly, so it seems very, very busy. But remember, of course, you've got your fabulous relaxing evenings on the ship, and you're only having to unpack once and going to all these different places. Your price tag, I'm going to show you this straight away because this is coming up. It's not too far away, August, if you think about it. It will roll around before we know it. We are looking at under $6,000 each right now, which is an incredible price tag, $5,999. I would book that as quickly as you possibly can, because remember, there will be guests around Europe already jumping in to this sailing as well. So you are joining that line. But with CruiseAway, we've got you sorted under $6,000. Let's take a look at the details very, very quickly then if you want to upgrade on the ship. And bear in mind, you're on board the ship for 19 fabulous nights on this one. What an adventure. Now, obviously, this package is based on Sydney flights. If you need to fly from another city to and from, just speak to our team on 1300 306 134 and we can make that happen for you. Not a problem. It's an incredible, incredible opportunity. Let me know. And listen, if there's any of the destinations that we've talked about and you've seen on the shows and you think, I've been to that place and you really must go and see, drop in an email email and let us know, studio@cruiseaway.com.au. We would love to hear from you. Any of your cruise experiences, by the way. You got a picture of you, just as us talking about cruising from 25 years ago. If you got a picture of you on a cruise holiday 25 years ago, we'd love to see it.
I love to see
We are
those
very,
photos.
very nosy. Email it in, studio@cruiseaway.com.au. We would love to see it. And when you email in, will you just let us know whether you're okay with us showing it on the TV? Because we would love to show everybody as well. And remember, all of our shows too are on our YouTube channel. So just go to YouTube and search for CruiseAway and you'll find all the deals there. But I would say, my word, that show is real food for thought, wasn't it? The whole lot, actually. I couldn't pick one offer and say that's the one, because they all have their own merit.
Travelling to Europe's never been easier than when you book one of these adventures, because everything is done for you. The flights, the cruise, the stays, you don't have to think about anything.
Yeah, that's very, very true. Listen, thanks for your company. If you've got any questions that we haven't been able to answer over the last hour, call us toll free. Our amazing team with over 25 years of experience are the other end of that telephone number, 1300 306 134. Thanks for your company from Joe and myself. We will see you back here for more CruiseAway very soon. Bye-bye.
See you soon.